Alright guys, what we're talking about today is 9CR18. Haven't had a ton of experience with this prior to testing. I've only had 2 examples prior to this that I did use, and we're going to compare these today. I was planning on adding that little charade, but I have no idea what happened to it. It seems to have come up missing. So we're just going to do the 1 real steel and the 2 Civivi right here. This one and this one are from Chronovore on YouTube here. Thank you for sending these for me to test. And the center one is from It's a Knifestyle. Go check out his channel. It's got a bunch of cool content. I enjoy watching it. If you like what he's putting out, give him a sub. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Go ahead and get through the cutting real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about how these sharpened, how they performed, and which one did what. Now that we saw that cutting, got that out of the way, go ahead and start with this real steel Receptor. It is 9CR18. Decent little design. Wasn't uncomfortable to cut with or anything like that. During sharpening though, this did feel like pretty much every other real steel I've had. And I say this knowing how the Civivis and the other 9CR18s I've had sharpen. This definitely felt soft. The edge came up okay, no problems with that. It was easy enough to deburr. I'd say about average with a lot of what I test. This was on the factory edge. The geometry is not terrible on this. It's decent. So like all the others, sharpened to 15 degrees per side, taken to 1500 grit, and stropped on 6.3 then 1 micron. That will be the same for all of these in this test. So since this was a factory edge, I started testing it on edge number 3. And on that test, I got 90 feet fine edge, another 43 feet working edge, for a total of 133 feet. Sharpened it again, ran the verification. 91 feet fine edge, 41 feet working edge, for a total of 132 feet. I did not look up how much this cost, but right here you can see, even in this example, you are getting a little bit better than on the good side of most of the imported detail. So not terrible. Low 130 feet for total cutting. And then we come to the Backlash, which actually has really good geometry. This is super thin. It's nice to cut with. It's very easy to sharpen, and it is easy to deburr. This one, I don't remember if I was told it was on the factory edge or if it had been sharpened once, but I did go ahead and put 3 edges on it before I started testing it. So on this Civivi Backlash, on the first test, 123 feet fine edge, another 73 feet working edge, for a total of 196 feet. If it sounds familiar, that's where a whole lot of M390 falls in performance-wise. Sharpened it again, ran the verification, and on that test, 125 feet fine edge, 70 feet working edge, for a total of 195 feet. I did use the first couple edges on this after I sharpened it just to see how it would cut, and it cut pretty well. Did quite a bit of cutting before it needed to be sharpened again when I prepped it. Not bad performance for $40, $42, whatever these cost. And onto the Naja, however you say it. This doesn't quite have as good a geometry. This is 15 degrees per side. Also taken to 1500 grit. This one did feel good in sharpening. It came up very nice, and it was very easy to deburr. I mean, this one was nice. This also had a factory edge. So I sharpened it 3 times, as with everything else, and went ahead and tested it. On the first test, I got 134 feet fine edge, 87 feet working edge, for a total of 221 feet. I believe when you could still get these, I think they're discontinued. Maybe not. This is also in the low $40 range. And that first test already beats a very large chunk of the M390 that I have tested. So I sharpened it again, ran the verification, and on that test, 131 feet fine edge, 93 feet working edge, for a total of 224 feet. Now, I've looked it up before in the past. I know that 9CR18 is compared to 440C just without the moly in it. I'm not sure what Civivi does to these, but they both get a whole lot of work done. If you don't have a ton of money to spend, I'm not big on buying cheap imported knives. But if you're looking something to do a whole lot of work with, these are some pretty good choices right here. So as soon as I do find that other 9CR18, I will test it and see how that one does. But I wasn't expecting that much from these two Civivi. Not after I ran that real steel first and got numbers more in line with what I was expecting to get. If you have any input, any discussion about your experiences with 9CR18, go ahead and put them down below. Be happy to talk about them with you. That's all I have for this one. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.